Hi all, in this video we'll solve a LeetCode problem called contains duplicate. I'll explain the problem and go through multiple solutions from brute force to optimized solution, and I'll explain the time and space complexity as we go. Let's start. So this problem has as input integers array, and we need to check if there are any duplicate in this integer array. If there are duplicates, we return true. If all values are unique, we just return false. So for example, here we have array 1, 2, 3, 1. So there's two ones, so we return true because there are duplicates. This array 1, 2, 3, 4, no duplicates, so return false. Here you could see there is multiple duplicated values, so we just return true. Let's start from brute force solution. In order to code brute force, we need to check every value with every other value if there are any same values. So we will be having a nested loop. I will be using indexes from 1 till the end of our array. Each time y is bigger 1 by 1. In case there are duplicates, we will stop our loops and return true. If there is no array, if there is no duplicates and we will reach the end of our function, it will mean there is no duplicate, so it will return false. In a nested loop, we will go through our array, same way, but we will start from each time from the next value I. So for example, if I is 1, we will start from 2, the nested loop. If I is 2, we will start from 3. So each time we comparing two different values. Till the moment j is less than length of our array, and each time it's bigger by 1. Inside, we just compare our two values, if they are the same or not. If they are the same, we could finish our function, our looping through nested loops, and just return true. This approach would work for small arrays, but for large arrays, this is approach not the greatest idea. For example, let's talk about times and space complexity. Time complexity will be two will be O from n squared because we go through our array twice using nested loop, but space will be just O from 1, this constant space, because we are not using any additional memory. Let's run our code. With base test cases for small array, this works, but when we submit it, let's see, we are getting time limited exceeded because for huge array, this is too slow. Let's improve our solution. In order to improve it, we could just sort our array. For example, if we have this array, before sorting it looks like this, and after sorting, we will have 1, 1, 2, 3, and that's all. And now we could just check if there is two values in order that are the same because array is sorted. Let's try to implement it. In order to sort it, I'll use Java built-in sort function. We are no longer needing this nested loop but we still return false if w- everything was fine, there was no duplicate. So we go through our array first time, and here inside we are going to check two values. So num from I and the next subsequent value I plus 1. If I run the code like this, I'm going to get an error because I'm using I plus 1. So it means that we need to finish our looping one step before. So we finish before num length minus 1. Let's run this code, but before running, let's talk about time and space complexity. Time complexity is bad enough because for Java built-in function, it will be n log n, but space complexity will be O from n because Java login function, in worst case, it's O from n. But this approach is much better than n squared, so let's run it. Simple arrays goes through as expected and just submit it just to see that this approach is accepted. But you can go even further and optimize it even more. The best approach to solve this problem will be using set. So let's start coding set approach. We will have set with integers. I will use HashSet in Java. And here we no longer need our indexes. So I will use just for each. And inside of our function, I will be just checking if our set contains the value. If it contains, it means that this value is duplicated, we return true. And if it's not containing the value, we will just add this value to the set itself. And this approach will work, but let's talk about time and space complexity. Now you are looping through array just once. Here for lookup, you are using only O from 1, so it's constant. Time complexity, so it will go through n log n to O from n. But space complexity will be also O from n because we are using extra space, extra memory. You can even further simplify this approach because when you add, this function returns true or false. So when you add and this value is added, it returns true. If there is already the value in the set and you're trying to add it, this function will return false. So we could use it here in if, and let's think how we are checking it here. So when we add the value first time, this function will return true. So we need to put this mark here because if it returns true, we have to have here false in order not to return true from our function. I hope I'm not making it too complicated, but just in general, if this add function returns false, this means this value is already added before in our set, so we could break through our loop and just return from our function true. Let's run our function now and submit it. Yep, it works. Just to make sure this is understood, when we use add for the first value, for example, here we had 1. When we add 1, add returns true at this point. So when we do like not true, it means we are not going inside if. So everything is fine. We goes to the next value. Next value will be, in this case, 2. The value it will be the same. True, not true. The same for 3. But when we put in our set one more time, this one, this will return false. But as we're doing not false, we will go inside this if statement and we will return true from our function. So we covered 3 solutions today: brute force, sorting, better solution, and using set, the best solution for this problem. I hope this helps. And if you found this useful, please subscribe and comment for more LeetCode solutions and let me know which problem I should solve next. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.